All right, let's talk about the future. 6G is on the horizon, and it's promising this incredible world of seamless, super-intelligent communication. But, to actually build that future, our networks don't just need to get faster, they need a completely new kind of brain. So let's dive in and figure out what that looks like.
So here we are, standing at the doorway to this amazing future. The problem? The networks we need to power it are becoming just unimaginably complex, way too big and fast for any human or even a team of humans to keep an eye on. Our current automation? It's just not going to cut it. So that's the big question, right? How do you manage a system that's moving faster than a human can even think?
And that right there is the core challenge. You see, the jump to 6G isn't just like getting a faster phone. It is a fundamental, massive leap in complexity. And honestly, it's pushing our current way of doing things right to the breaking point.
For years, decades, we've been relying on these rule-based systems and automation playbooks. And yeah, we've even sprinkled in some AI to help out. But here's the thing. These systems are usually stuck in their own little silos, right? They're designed to do one specific job, and that's it. That kind of rigid approach, it just wasn't built for the constantly changing, sprawling world that 6G is creating.
And the scale of this challenge it's just immense. We're not just talking about more cell towers, we're talking about a dense web of towers on the ground and satellites in space, all working together. They have to manage everything from tiny little sensors on a factory floor to a fleet of autonomous cars. And it's not just communication anymore, it's sensing, it's computing, it's all blurring together. Conditions can change in the blink of an eye, in a millisecond. It's this perfect storm of complexity, and you absolutely need a new kind of pilot to fly through it.
Okay, so the solution isn't just to throw more automation at the problem. We need a totally different kind of intelligence. And this is where the hero of our story comes in. Autonomous AI agents. These are the AI-native brains we desperately need for these new AI-native networks.
So what in the world is an AI agent? Well, think of it like a smart, autonomous digital worker. You don't give it a step-by-step to-do list. Instead, you give it a goal, a mission. And then it has the freedom to look around, to perceive its environment, figure out the best way to achieve that goal, and then actually do it. The key here is that it does all this without a human needing to micromanage and approve every single move. And these agents, they operate in this constant loop. First, they observe. They're always sensing the current state of the network. Then, they reason. They take all that data and try to make sense of it, planning their next move. Then, they act. They execute the plan to get closer to their goal. And here's the really crucial part. They learn. They look at the outcome of their actions and adapt, getting smarter and more effective over time. It's this continuous cycle of improvement, and it's all happening at machine speed. So, if there's one thing to take away, it's this. We're making a huge shift away from systems that just blindly follow a pre-written script. We're moving towards systems that can actually think for themselves. But, and this is a big but, they operate within a framework that holds them accountable for their decisions. It's kind of like the difference between a simple pre-programmed robot arm on an assembly line and a highly skilled technician who can diagnose and solve problems on the fly. But, and this is a really important catch, you can't just take any old AI agent, say one designed to help you write emails, and just plug it into our global communication network. The stakes are, well, they're infinitely higher. It's a completely different ballgame.
Let's break it down. A general-purpose AI agent, think of it like a creative assistant. It lives in the software world, it can be flexible, and if it makes a mistake, well, the stakes are pretty low. But a telecom agent? Oh, that is a whole different beast. It's more like an air traffic controller. It's directly operating physical infrastructure. Its decisions are absolutely mission-critical, and it has to follow super strict rules in real time. There is literally zero room for error.
You have to understand, the decisions these telecom agents make have immediate, real-world consequences. The source material puts it perfectly, saying that delayed or incorrect decisions can immediately impact user experience and service availability. A single wrong move isn't just a bug. It could affect millions of people instantly.
And that's why the general-purpose AI frameworks we see today, as amazing as they are for other things, just aren't up to the task. They simply don't have the kind of deep, baked-in reliability, the ability to coordinate at a massive scale, or the security that's needed for this incredibly demanding job.
Okay, so if we can't just buy these things off the shelf, how in the world do we build the agents we actually need? Well, it turns out it requires a very specific blueprint. A blueprint for creating a totally trustworthy AI workforce that can handle this huge responsibility. I want you to think of these as the absolute non-negotiable building codes for this AI workforce. For starters, these agents can't be lone wolves. They have to work as a coordinated team across every part of the network. They also need to understand intent, not just the what of a command, but the why behind it. That way, they can adapt if something unexpected happens. And this might be the most important part. There has to be a system of governance, a way for them to register, to find each other, and to trust each other. They need to speak a common language, even if they're made by different companies, because without that, you just get chaos.
But look, the agent's brain, its AI model, is only one piece of the puzzle. Its success, really its entire performance, depends completely on the quality of the data it's getting. Garbage in, garbage out, right? So that means we have to build a rock-solid foundation for them to stand on.
And that foundation, it really rests on three key pillars. First, data quality has to be top-notch. An AI agent is only as smart as the information you feed it. Bad data leads to bad decisions, period. Second, you need rigorous lifecycle management. These aren't tools you just set up and then forget about. No way. They need constant updating, testing, and evaluation to make sure they're still safe and doing their job right. And finally, you have to be realistic about the infrastructure. These super powerful systems have to run on real hardware, with real-world budgets and energy costs. They have to be efficient.
So when you put all of this together, what you get is a really profound shift. We're moving away from networks that are just managed by humans to networks that are actually born intelligent, run from day one by a coordinated system of AI agents.
Hey, don't think this is some far-off science fiction. A recent survey found that 56%, more than half, of telecom operators are already using AI agents in their networks right now. They're using them for really important stuff, like proactively monitoring the network and optimizing traffic. This transition, it's not coming. It's already happening.
So, the destination, the end goal here, is something we could call agentic intelligence. And I want you to picture this. Our networks aren't run by some single, all-powerful master AI. Instead, they're run by collaborative teams of highly specialized digital experts. Each one has a specific job, and they all work together in perfect harmony.
And at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just being more efficient. It completely transforms the very nature of the network itself. It's no longer just a passive pipe that moves data around. It becomes an active, living, intelligent engine. An engine that can create brand new services, generate new value, and yes, open up entirely new streams of revenue.
It's a pretty incredible vision, right? A smarter, faster, more responsive world. But as we get ready to basically hand over the keys to our entire digital kingdom to these AI agents, it leaves us with one final, really big question. Are we ready to trust them with it?